Am I reffing the match?
AVP?
What the f am I saying?
You're gonna have to deal with Matt now.
I dream about the day I get to meet you.
On the Oran, hell yeah!
Bleach is not a thing. It don't exist.
What? Whoa!
Go backstage and cry for a bit.
No. Am I reffing the match?
The Steiner section.
Like, I don't give a fuck about Jesse. The guy's a weirdo.
I'm not reffing the motherfucking match. I'm not gonna say nothing about it.
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Welcome to the Roblania Network. What's up, everybody? It's A's. We're back on Roblania Talk. We have a new logo. I'm sitting here today with Fizzo Apoth, APA, and Tyken. How's everyone doing?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
APA just came back from his first day of school. How was that?
It was really bad, dude. It was really bad. I should have slept.
What did you does anyone have any energy for this podcast?
Nah, I can't. I
That's
can do
how I
it. But like,
I'm already too energetic into this, so I'm ready.
I have 3 math classes, which sucks.
You have 3 math. Why?
Wow.
It's a long story, dude.
What did you just not? Are you like so dumb you didn't pass the other 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying to get a change though. Cause like.
Couldn't be me. I think I have like 2 study halls per semester next year, or this year. Cause you know I'm just that guy, and I also am too lazy to take any other classes. Probably gonna drop science or whatever. But anyways, we're here to talk about what in the blue hell is going on with Ro Wrestling, and you know it's not cause I need content or whatever. It's just like I would never do that, but you know. Should we just get into it? I mean, like.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, let's talk about Roblox.
Let's just get into it immediately.
All right. First thing I want to go. Well, we should discuss. There's a ton of alliances right now. What do you guys? This is from the Zyke post. I took it from. There's a ton of alliances right now. What is the current best alliance in you guys' opinion?
UWA probably.
Okay. I'd have to disagree, but why do you think UWA is currently the best?
I think they currently have the best federations involved, clearly. I think overall, I attended their last show. I think overall, show quality. They only had like 1 show themselves, right? And then their world titles, like defended among their feds.
Well, you know, we need content, so I'm gonna go off on you on why exactly you're wrong. You're incredibly wrong about this. It's just ridiculous how you could even make an assumption like this. Let me start off with it is just remotely and fundamentally impossible to say that they could be the best when they've only had 1 show, you know? And I think that resonates with the people at the UWA. As a matter of fact, I'm going all in. I'm saying RWA is the best Roblox alliance to ever exist, and yes, this is over. I don't know, 20,000 player clans. I don't care. They're they're the best.
Okay, let's
what do you want to say, Tyken? Huh?
They fell off, dude. They fell off hard.
Prime RWA. Let's make a difference. Prime RWA was like the best alliance of all time. To me. Like right now, I don't know. Like if I had to choose an alliance. Right now, yeah, RWA would be like the best alliance right now, but that's not really saying much because the alliance scene is pretty much watered down from what it used to be.
When do you think it was the best? Yeah, what happened to the IWA?
Oh, I have no
Did it like die or like? No, this is my thing. I know it's there, but like Light Lord's running it or something. By the way, Light, if you're watching, I love you. Thank you for unblocking me. I really appreciate you. And I just want to wish you another. I mean, it's your birthday already passed, but I just want to wish you happy birthday again. What happened with the IWA, man? The UWA is doing the IWA's job. I find it funny that it's like on the Twitter post they didn't even include IWA on it, which was like, and nobody even said IWA.
I think the IWA, ever since, I guess this even goes beyond like when he started running in Dylan and all that stuff. I think what happened to the IWA, sorry, is the fact that it's just completely lost its identity. I feel like after, I want to say when Light originally started working on it, it was fine, but I don't know, maybe these new alliances coming in, and then as well as, you're having some of your RWA feds being as catalysts to becoming RWA feds. I think it's also kind of discouraging if you think about it, because you're pretty much just making an alliance that but in the end, this is probably going to be swooped in by the RWA, take that, and well, that's it. Now you're going to have to look for something else. And in this current day and age of wrestling feds, it's not easy to look for new look for new feds that could work for your set alliance. I actually work in all 3 alliances: RWA, IWA, and UWA, or formerly IWA. I'm still in the RWA as one of the staff members. And I think, honestly, the thing here is with the UWA, I can't really, like what Ace said, you can't really judge it yet because it's still relatively new. You have RWA, which has been still out here. They are currently in a bit of a rebuilding state. It's been in a rebuilding state for a while now, because the problem is some part of the foundation had to be broken up a bit because of what happened with NKW, and now they have to just work around everything to make it this thing. And obviously, the past 2 RWA champions being caught out, it's just not looking good well for the RWA. But yet again, they just have to quickly rebuild because this is just a problem that's been happening in the modern.
How many times do you have to rebuild?
Yeah,
I am furious.
I've been hearing this rebuild shit since like 2020 2021 when APRW ended. The RWA has to rebuild. Yes, we have to rebuild again. And then Dylan left, Luke left, and then Teddy and Sama had it, and then they just had to rebuild. Don't worry, the RWA will be fine. It'll be fine. And then they left, and then Chris, and then Marlox had it, and then everyone in the RWA said, "Don't worry, it's just a rebuild. It's rebuilding again." And then Marlox left. And then Chris Knight, this is Chris Knight's era. And we're still in that rebuild phase for like a year and some months. How many times are we rebuilding?
It's always like people are like scouting is what I'm saying. It's like whether there's constant scouting in the IWA, the UWA, the OWA, it's because either our Fed owner is doing something wrong or the alliance don't have any direction. And I mean, when you ask the question of what is the current and best alliance, in my opinion, well, there is no best alliance. There just can't be. I think that's the main reason people are saying the RWA can't function, because this is the people who say that the RWA can't function. They don't realize that that the RWA does way more than to be the backbone of this community. Oh, hello, Sean. He's at work listening to this podcast. Great, that's beautiful. When you're at work, you should always be listening to Roblox Wrestling. Anyways, that's what I was saying. When people don't realize, RWA it's a big backbone. You need levels in the community for quote Pro Wrestling to work. We've seen in the past, moving up the ladder is what makes the community, what it is today. So that's why I think RWA has a purpose. My problem is Tyken, like you just said, is always rebuilding, and that's what every alliance. When are we gonna have an alliance that isn't in the rebuilding phase?
I mean, an example of a non-rebuilding alliance, even though unfortunately it's condolences OWA. It was like it was like the go-to alliance back in 2020, but it's just. What happened, man? I don't even know what happened, but
it is what it is, From people saying that like the RWA should die, the question needs to be asked, are alliances making a comeback? You think? Because like there's like 3, which is a step up from like 1 that we had,
Low-key, I don't think so. I don't think alliances are making a comeback, because alliances will always be there. My thing is the quality of the alliances that come into question. Because you can always have like 50 alliances, but if they do the same thing, what's the point of them?
Still think they're kind of useless in the first place, to be honest.
Why? Let me hear APA. Yeah, why do you think that they're useless? Because that's a bold claim to make.
I don't understand like exactly how they help the federations that they are helping. Like, okay, be involved in a show, cool. Superstar from the roster, RWA World Title, for example, cool. Like, I don't understand how they're truly helping the product of their show.
Well, how about I'll put it in a different perspective, right? You say that you don't think that they're building any feds. I would say that's actually the opposite. I say joining the RWA period. This is what I've noticed recently, or actually no, it's just like a realization is that pro wrestlers. I don't, it's hard to understand them, but I came to realize people will literally go to only RWA feds to win an RWA title, and that's cool. That's great. I had no idea that was a thing. Huh?
You just noticed that?
No. Like I it was in like the back of my head, but then I needed to like push myself to be like, wow, this is a bigger thing than I thought. Like I knew people would do that, but I didn't know it was as big as it was. But people, credit to them, they just and more power to you if you want to. But they will genuinely go to there. So when you do join, say like an RWA or an IWA, it elevates your fed because you are in, you're in an establishment. And I get what you mean is like some feds will just go in there and do nothing. Like I would say like OPRW's been in like numerous amount of feds and nothing has changed. No, all love to Alex though. I do really like Alex, but I'm just trying to be just trying to give you guys some like perspective on it. But I would say you also need levels. This is my thing about how I think the community should function. You need levels to this in order because nobody can grow if there's no levels.
I honestly think at least what's been going on is better than what the hell happened in 2021. You saw dozens of alliances just come and go for no reason. At least right now we have at least recognized of 2 or 3 alliances that are going on, running around, and I feel like right now it's slowly becoming better and better, just like the days when these alliances, RWA and IWA, were getting better and better. I feel like slowly but surely we're gonna hit this stride now that there's an owner that's ready to help out and just try to do whatever is purposeful for the alliance, and I think with what could possibly go on, I hope that RWA is back to where it should be. But for now, it's slowly building to that again, and it's way better than last year. From what was just a crazy bunch of shit going on.
Definitely, people were really skeptical of like alliances just a few months ago. People were like, the number I think is a big thing. For me, I think 2 is definitely like the best. You have IWA, you have Jackson's here, everyone. You have IWA and then RWA, and these 2 are really good for establishing the minors, as you call them now. You got the minors and then you got the majors. It's a great level there. The UWA, I could understand if their whole thing is I talked to the owner about it. He told me, I told him in DMs, I was like, what is the point of this? I don't understand the point of this. And he said, well, the whole point is like building, new feds for the future. And I was like, that's a great thing. But I don't know that by looking at your shit, like I don't know what you're doing, but cause like you just have the UWA logo. How am I supposed to know that? Told the guy, have a caption, like, I don't know. I think it's like the future starts here or something. And if you look at that, I think that's like their Twitter banner now. But it's a good way to build towards the future. But
if you look at the logo shape of the UWA, it looks like a bit of a diamond. Maybe it's like that reference to diamonds in the reference.
I think that was just a design choice. I don't think they were thinking that deep into it. I mean, like, no nerds. For me, I'm a nerd. I put so much thought into the resurrection logo with the phoenix and everything. I can give you a whole detailed explanation, but I don't think so. But here's another thing, APA. I think you could comment on this better. If you don't have alliances, who's going to be setting the precedent? Who's going to be standing the standard? Who is going to be, we just saw, like, a week ago, Corday and FO bringing back pedophiles like it's nothing. Big alliances should be responsible for guiding pro wrestling in the right direction. Should they not lead? What would,
I think personally, this is a little unrelated, but I want to comment on it. I've actually seen a couple feds, for instance, EAPW, the major one, that actually have declined offers from the RWA.
No. I can vouch for Fusion. EAPW has never gotten an offer from the RWA,
No,
which
they
is
haven't.
surprising.
Based on Twitter, or what's happening on Twitter, is what I'm going off of. I haven't talked to Fusion in a minute.
No,
Yeah,
they've never been
go
offered to EAPW.
I'm close to Fusion. I go to EAPW and he tells me like a lot of things. They have never been offered yet. Low key, I think they should be. I think they should be in the IWA, but that's just me. And that's
They've been
another topic on
IWA for a minute. Yeah, but I definitely see your point. I think there does need to be a major alliance to guide federations, but I'm mainly focused on the RWA and how it's like fallen off so hard, and I don't think it's meeting that goal anymore.
Okay, but do
feel
you
like
think?
I think the RWA has definitely lost its prestige over the years, not
Yeah,
just
for sure.
because of.
I don't want to trash on the other way because they like Chris is doing a great job. He's actually doing he's picking up the messes that people before him have done, which is a great thing, and he's doing it because genuinely, if I was in his shoes, it'd be like, yeah, he has to deal with a bunch of people shitting on the RWA. They don't know how much work Chris puts into the RWA and how he's trying to make it the next, put it back to where it was. So like I don't want to shit on it too much. I want to ask the question though, do you think that alliances should be more strict on the penalties? Because we see a big, you have the RWA on top, they're trying to lead the community. Do you think that they should be the kind of like strict iron hammer, or do you think they really don't have that purpose anymore?
I think we saw a great example with UWA and Foe. Damn, Jackson left. But UWA and Foe, and obviously Corday bringing back Eddie Slayer, which is a big no-no. And they got removed, as they should. I think that is definitely a good example. I think that is, I don't know how to explain this, but it's definitely useful.
Do you agree that they should be more strict on penalties?
I guess. I think it'd be cool if an alliance was like the principle of the pro wrestling community, I think that'd be helpful if it was more conformed. We can't just let people.
Honestly, I don't think all right. My thing is, I don't think anyone should be I don't think any alliance leader should have like an iron fist on the community. Because let's be real, we're nobody's parents. We can't tell you what to do and what not to do. We should have common sense. You should have common sense, bro. You should know what's right and what's wrong. We shouldn't be teaching you guys this. We're all minors.
This is where I disagree, Tyken. This is where I disagree. It's a mixed bag. The community is a mixed bag. You got 12-year-olds, you got 3-year-olds, you got fucking 20-year-olds. It's a mixed bag, bro. People need a sense of direction. The thing is, though, this is the problem with having that sense of direction, is that it can easily be exploited. But I still think it's good to be that fist. But I want to hear you. What do you think?
Bro, like we're all minors right now. I'm a minor. Is a minor. I don't know if AP is a minor, but he sounds like a minor because he's still going to school. Fizz is a minor, and Jackson's a minor. So we're all minors here, right?
I think Jackson's an adult now, though.
Oh yeah.
I think he turned 18. Did you?
I'm 18, yeah.
Yeah, he turned 18.
All right, so he turned 18. So Jackson's like the only adult in the call. We shouldn't have to be responsible for anyone else's actions, bro. Like we shouldn't have to be teaching you this, bro. Like I understand. We should, yes, people should be
Tyken, that should, but that's not the reality of the situation.
Yeah, I understand. People, we should punish people. We should punish people, but my thing is, I don't want us to be a dictator, like have any dictators or have an iron fist over the community. People that should be punished, yeah, of course. I don't have any problems with punishing people, but like iron fists and everything, nah.
No.
Okay.
Actually, on my opinion, I think in this situation we should, in some miraculous way, with the way this community is going on in terms of behavioral, we should find somehow, in some way, find a middle ground in all of this, and in a part where, we have to put some rules in here. You cannot break, but you also need to have a little bit of common sense for rules for people, like common etiquette, where if you do this, people will just not be happy with you. But it's not punishable. But there's still extreme means that said you yes, you have to be punished for this. That's the middle ground I think wrestling should look for. But with everyone's behaviors, that middle ground is like fucking like a puzzle, like a 1,000-piece puzzle to find that stupid middle ground. And yeah, I think that's my opinion.
You know what I'll say? I'll say NT Media Live in the chat says RWA is working at the end of the day, and you know what? I agree with that. At the end of the day, it's doing what it's doing. So
Exactly.
that's really the end of the conversation there. But with that being said, I do want to talk about. Let's look on the Raw Wrestling side. Let's look at the actual Raw wrestlers. I got a personal question for all of y'all right now. And you can drop it in the chat too if you're in here. Who is your favorite Raw wrestler at this moment and why? This is from a good buddy of mine, Xerxes. He wants to know, what's your favorite Raw wrestler right now?
AJC, like not even lying, dude. AJC.
AJC, I agree. He's on another level with this promotion. I've been seeing you look Wide Crews have been following, and recently Caden Jersey started following. Everyone's following AJC's thing. Nobody realized the potential of Twitter until AJC started just blasting it.
Yeah, AJC is doing a really good job.
If you disagree, let me know. But yeah, Fizzo.
I'll be biased. Hold on. Yeah, I'll be biased. As much as AJC's been doing good work, he's just been on and off, and he recently just came back for Resurrection. But if you're talking about someone who has all the traits that AJC has, and plus the consistency of being in wrestling for a bit now, and actually didn't leave and just come back from one Fed or whatever, of course you guys know I'm talking about Sean Apol. I think he does the same thing. I think AJC he does the same thing as AJC in the right way. And I think he also has the skills to show for it. And I think something that he has that AJC doesn't have is that he's still here. He hasn't left in recent times. He's still going. Do you like that?
I get what you mean. Sean Paul is one of those guys that he's always, I feel like he's pretty underrated in the fact that he's one of the most solid individuals in the community that really help. It's not just about winning, or it's not just about the character. It's about having the overall package. I would agree. I definitely think for me, maybe AJC or well, here's the thing about AJC is that AJC isn't even a Raw wrestler. You guys don't even know this because maybe some of you don't attend Resurrection, but he's never wrestled a match. No, he's the manager of Maximum Male Models. He doesn't Raw wrestle. So for me to say AJC's my favorite at the moment is just well, he's not a Raw wrestler. So, but I have to say maybe on the mic right now, the character definitely Sean Paul. If you've seen what he's done in Resurrection, it's unreal what the guy has done to. And I gotta give credit to Michael too. These guys are telling a great story. They're doing a brilliant thing, and you will see their Elite Contender Championship match, I believe, in a week or two at Friday 5:30 p.m. ESC with Resurrection. But on the character side, I definitely gonna say Sean Paul. On the in-ring side,
Caden Jersey probably, yeah.
On the in-ring side, well, here's the thing. I have to say, it's obviously Caden. It's always been Caden. It's always gonna be Caden, and until he retires, it's. Dude's dodging. The Cyan is dodging Caden. There's nothing more I want to see. We'll even host it in Resurrection, bro. I just want to see Cyan versus Caden. I want to know who's the best.
Can I give my top three in-ring right now?
Go right now, yeah.
So top three, right? My top three. Caden at the top. Zayn at the second. And then third to me, James, Jersey, Jikishi. Honestly, I think James is raw. James only come versus in the summer, and I think he's raw right now.
I agree,
really
man.
raw. Man's raw as hell.
I've been seeing him a lot, on posts and stuff, just around the Twitter feed. I've been seeing he's making his impact.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need new stars, right?
He's not really a new star, but
yeah, I guess he's not. But
the man came back after a couple years, and he's back on the
Only
top of the wrestling. Like it's crazy.
Who's your
So
third
character,
or second? Sorry,
no,
I interrupted you. My bad.
no, my top three was Caden, then Zane, Z Reigns, and then James.
Z
But for character,
Reigns.
all right, so yes, Z Reigns, even without the cheats, right? Without the cheats, Z Reigns,
Without the cheat. Oh yeah.
and then my favorite character-wise, I'd have to say Sean. My character-wise, Sean, because he's like the only person right now I see with an actual character and that can tell actual promos, and it's not the same thing every single week. So character-wise, around the wrestling, Sean is like the only valid character right now. Like I'm not even trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate at
You know, it's
anyone.
that's the thing is that characters don't exist in pro wrestling. People just don't put in any effort to do that. So
Actually, character-wise, obviously nobody. I don't know. I've just been noticing this. He's a UPW exclusive, so nobody really notices him. But there's this guy named Zero. Um, I've been watching what he does. And he's been pretty good.
I can't speak on that because personally, I don't
Yeah,
know.
nobody- I think there's a few things you can watch for UPW. I think Gary Kelly has streamed a few UPW shows. They can find something for him eventually.
Wait, you
He
mentioned
did-
someone whose name isn't really that heard. What do you think some stars can do that that will elevate them and make their name heard? What do you guys think is the best way for a pro wrestler to get their name out there?
Go to
Probably
websites and advertise on Twitter. That's it. That's all you have to do.
APA? What did you say?
probably attend Resurrection Wrestling every Friday at 5:30 p.m. EST.
Definitely.
Okay,
People
this
complaining
live
that we
stream
won't
is not
build any
gonna
new
be-
stars. I need someone to grab the brass ring. DM me right now. You know.
I promise you, this entire stream won't be a resurrection shout out. I promise you guys. I promise you. I can't speak for A. I can't speak for A's, but I'll speak for myself. We won't promote. I
It's
promise.
okay. It's okay. I was already
I never
on this
promised
podcast.
that, but okay.
It's okay. I was already on this podcast before I had a whole
All right.
section.
Well, but back to the question. What do you guys think? What do you guys think
Alright.
is the best way to get your name heard?
I will be honest, and this is possibly the easiest way that I've been noticing for the past few years now. Is just get into a pro wrestling match, get lucky to fight some big name and win. It's been like that same thing over the multiple years that I've been in this community. It's always been the same catalyst to push many people to stardom, and I think it will always be the number one thing because, well, you've seen it multiple times before. There's not the Twitter recognition. I mean, the Twitter recognition could go afterwards, but I think honestly, first off, it's just if you get that lucky, you know, as I said, you get lucky, you fight someone big, you beat that set someone big, and it just catapults. It's happened so many times because people will talk about did you see this guy beat this big guy in the community? Oh, he could be like the next big thing. You just overhype him, and then he probably can start underperforming or whatever. But that's just what's been happening.
Okay. Well,
for the
that's
past few years.
but that's your take on it. What do you think makes someone a good pro wrestler versus a bad pro wrestler? You know.
A good pro wrestler versus a bad pro wrestler.
Because I'll make it
Someone
clear, y'all. We see people who are great in the ring, but you know, if you don't have,
Yeah.
if you're just not overall, it's the thing. Caden Jersey would be boring as fuck if he didn't have a character, you know. And he has
Yeah.
one, and you know, maybe it's not something like super intricate. It doesn't need to be intricate, you know. It doesn't need to be super
Yeah.
detailed, but he's you know.
He has a character. That's the thing here.
What
that's
makes
the
a great
thing
pro
here.
wrestler versus a bad? Because I might be wrong. I want to hear you guys' opinion in the chat. Do you think I'm wrong about this? Let me know. But what makes a great pro wrestler versus a bad one? Let me hear.
Just like you said, it has to have that versatility in the grand scheme of things. You have to have a character gimmick. You have to have that mic skills. You have to have that, you know, in ring skills to back all three things. And if you're a battle wrestler, it depends. It can be you take away the character and the in-ring microphone skills. You only have in-ring the fighting skills. You can have the mic skills, and that's it. No character because you know you can just for some reason spit on the microphone, and maybe it can be the character, but no skill or like you just take this and then there's like other takeaways. I think that's the difference between a good character and a bad character. It's just or not a character and a character roster and roster because you have to have the full versatility. I think to be considered a good wrestler because if you don't, no one's really gonna say that you're a good wrestler about if you have the full criteria of things.
I wanna ask then. This is from my DMs. A guy named FGB asks, well, if you're trying to build up a new talent, let's say you got a fresh new brand new guy, and you're talking about characters, you're talking about in-ring, how do you build that quote low carder or new star? How do you build that into a star?
Honestly,
how do you build someone with no character or no into a star? Is what I'm trying to ask. Sorry, go on, Tekken.
Honestly, for me, right? I'd rather you have like good, decent in-ring skills that you can hang and no character than you have a character and not that good and you're trash in ring. Like I'm gonna be so honest, because it's easier to try and get you to build a character and try to motivate you to build a character and try to inspire you and give you ideas than to try and train you and hope you be good. Like if you understand what I'm saying. Like, does no one get
kind
what I'm
of
saying?
kind
like,
of no elaborate though because
no, like
what
right,
you
so
mean?
say for instance I have like someone that like a low carder, right? And they come to me and they say they want to be the next big thing, they want to be booked, they want me to build them up, right? I'd have to know that they're legit first and they can hang in ring, because with personal experience, like in my type of fights, the competition is going to be stiff. It's going to be very hard for me to book, for me to push you, and for me to promote
That's
you
very
as
true.
the next big
That's
star.
very true.
Then you lose. Then you fucking lose. Like say for instance.
No, I got a good example too. I gotta get like a guy like this guy APA, gets the greatest push in Resurrection Wrestling. He's on the show every week. He's got the platform. He's got the momentum rising. He's getting elevated into a great feud, but he loses 3 times a week. And
then he gets swept by Marley in 15 seconds.
He gets swept by Marley in 15 seconds, and it's just impossible to book him in any Fed. And I totally understand that. I've always been one to, now I look at hosting a Fed very differently. Sometimes you just got to do what's best for business, but yeah, it's about that overall package. I totally agree.
Yeah.
If I may, I wanna move on to the advertising part of it. We see so you can make your opinion vocal or you can promote yourself. Whether it be these two options, everyone is always on the Twitter machine. They're always talking. They're always saying something. Is social media good for wrestlers, or do you guys think it's causing more problems than benefits?
I think it's definitely better for wrestling. I think if it was like how it used to be and we didn't have so many goddamn problems, but if we didn't have so many goddamn problems, I don't think it'd be a controversy at all. Because you see guys like AJC doing what they're doing, and it's elevating, we're wrestling. But obviously there's twit-longers every week, so I don't know. I think it can be better, but I don't know if we'll ever get there.
I think it's here to stay, but yeah.
I'm gonna be real, right? Wrestling Twitter is a double-edged sword. It can be so good for promoting things and advertising, but at the same time, it's like the catalyst for a lot of beef, a lot of online politics, a lot of controversies. So it's a double-edged sword when you look at it.
I agree. I think it's totally one of those things where it's good. It's only good when you use it for good, because it can be twisted way more. It can be twisted in a way that you might not even know that you're twisting it. You could say something that you don't even know is going to be perceived wrong, and it's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to everyone. But if we're gonna switch, if we can just switch it around a little bit, I'd love I'd love to talk about Fed owners right now because we cover alliances, we cover wrestlers. I think another thing that's like the thing that merges both of them is Fed owners. What are your guys' best Feds right now off the top of your head? What do you guys think? I gotta say, for me, Resurrection Wrestling, 5:30 p.m. ESC, providing me the greatest content. The overall aspect, the Fed hosting, you got 4 people on that team, so it's not just one biased person. No, it's 4 great hosts. But what about you guys? What do you guys think?
So, considering that the only Fed I've been to for a long time is Resurrection, gonna have to go with that. But like, if we're speaking like all time, I think it's SCW and Mighty Reynolds. Like back when I was actually good at wrestling, he gave me the opportunity at a push with a B&B gimmick actually, and it went really well, dude. Like I almost had a match with Rudy Beller, a feud with Rudy Beller. I really appreciate everything Mighty Reynolds did for me. So I think he's probably my favorite fan over.
And I appreciate everything you did for the community. If he wasn't there, people would have never gotten a sense of how to do this shit properly.
Facts.
What's up, Fizzo? Go first.
For me, it's difficult. I've been cycling through multiple Feds. You have the complete versatility of Resurrection, how well we're doing, and the APW as well doing well on the forefront. But I think it'll always just come back to UPW by Chris Knight. UPW has been elevating world wrestling. I feel like they started to kind of help out with the entire community. I think what they've done production-wise is different, and I think everybody is slowly recognizing it. And I think it's one of those Feds out there that can be one of the all-time greats if it sustains what it has.
For sure. Tyken?
Alright, so I'm gonna give my top 5 Feds right now. Not counting Resurrection, because I'm not gonna be biased whatsoever. So leave out Resurrection. So number 5, I'd say OPRW, right? Number 4, probably I'd put EAPW at number 4. EAPW is like, I love EAPW. I can't shut up about EAPW, bro. Like, it's one of my favorite feds to go to because Fusion's a good host. It's just it's like an indie fed. It's like an indie fed, but like a good indie fed. It's like one of the actual good indie feds right now. EAPW and ECW are tied. Shout out my man Arcs. He has a very good fed going on right now. I like ECW. Number 3, NKW. I like NKW. I think NKW is really good fed. And NKW and XRW, that's tied for number 3. Number 2, did I say no. NKW is at number 2. And apart from the Eddie Slayer bullshit that happened, FO, I'd put FO at number 2. Apart from like the Eddie Slayer bullshit, that was like, it was a bad decision, but hey, at least he learned from it. So FO is number 2 from number 2. NKW and FO are number 2. And the best fed right now currently, leaving out Resurrection, I'd say EWE. I think EWE is a very good fed. It has the only thing I'm questioning the talent of EWE, but I think the fed itself is a very good fed. I think Rhodes is a very good host. I think Kane is also a very good host. I think that the two of them can actually make EWE number 1, and I like what they're doing right now. And the thing is, they have these kind of, I'm not gonna say low carders, but these lesser talents, and they're elevating them to a point that they're big deals. So you can imagine right now when like more known people are excited to come to EWE. Like you got your man Ashfords, you got your wide Parkers, you got Austin Dane,
Max Navarro.
you got Max Navarro, you got me. I'm going there. You got more people, known people that are going there now. I think EWE will be a good Fed, like a good number one Fed, good number one candidate, like to me.
Sorry, I just want to quickly put out an honorable mention because no one talks about this Fed. I mean, rarely a few people talk about it, but genuinely, this is one of those diamonds that you rarely see. Also, because of the fact that it's really late at night. But regardless, this Fed is called the NJRW. NJRW is like EAPW, and if you dial up the production value to 5,000, the production value possibly might be even better than UPW. It is genuinely pretty much blew my eyes away, and the fact that it's pretty underrated just also surprising me. NJRW is really good and really underrated.
Alright, I hear you guys. You know, you talk about feds that are stepping up their production. One of them got to be Resurrection. You know, is like ever since they step foot on the field, man. You notice Resurrection starts hosting. They start doing a great job of what they're doing. They, you know, the overall consistency from production, hosting, storylines, and in ring. When you have Mintman and Shanapath on the roster doing great shit, suddenly, you know, in the world of pro wrestling, feds start now following, you know, the same thing. They start upping their stories. They start upping their in-ring stuff. Are fed owners stepping up their game right now? What do you guys think?
Actually, I do. I think fed owners are really improving the quality, and I really do appreciate it, because back like a couple months ago, the community was like dead as hell. Like, there were like really no decent feds around. Everything was kind of the same. It was boring. It was mediocre at best. But now I see that people are trying again, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah.
I think that's what you need, because the community never goes anywhere if nobody ever tries. You know, that's one of the things that is like I'll give an example. You know, what Mercy said in the chat, that they don't think pro wrestling is dying, but like people are coming in, and new people are coming in, and old people are coming out. That's exactly what I feel happens. You know, that's the 24/7 thing with pro wrestling, is that new people in, old people out. The question has to be, though, are those new people going to try? And I think genuinely the people who are stepping up are they're definitely trying way more than the feds that we got, with the same APRW arenas, the same logos. And I think partially that's because, you know, you have content like Roblania telling people how to do this, giving people solutions, giving people the answers, and you got people even on the Twitter machine telling you, hey, this is how you make something different, you know, and people allowing their opinion to be heard, that we don't want to go to the same fed. And if I was in a Raw wrestler's shoes, I'd be fucking screaming it to the top of my lungs that I don't want to attend another fed that has the same arena that I always go to. And so I think that's the thing. Fed owners realize that you got to change up. You got to change what you're doing in order to stay in the game. You know, you got to change if you want to grab that spot. You know, quote number one, or just, you know, step up that ladder. You gotta always, you know, constantly change up the game and do what's best for you, and what's best for the community, which is the most important thing. You know, that's it. APA, you didn't get to speak. What do you think? Do you think fed owners are stepping up their game?
I think Resurrection has single-handedly put every single Fed owner and Fed into the ground. The community is they're screwed. Resurrection is simply too good.
Well, you know, it's okay to have the wrong opinion sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know, you talk about the feds. You talk about it being in the mud. If there was a fed in the mud, how would you make that federation more enjoyable? How do you make a federation enjoyable?
You end it.
Ideally, host 3 weeks and end it. Yep. For sure. Pull a, you know, RWR, UWI, you know. But seriously, you know, I think for me, what I like to see in a fed is a fed that this is the mentality you got to have as a fed owner, right? You got to have this mentality, is that you need to understand people are going to show up to your Fed for what, say 2 hours? 2 hours is a long time. Can you put on a show that's good for 2 hours? You don't ever want to go to a Fed, sit there and do nothing, alright? You don't want to go to a Fed, sit down, you watch the show and it's just boring, you know, you're bored out of your mind because it's just a bunch of matches in a row, you know? I think, that's how you make your federation more enjoyable. APA, what do you think? What makes a Fed enjoyable?
I think SCW, like I've already mentioned it, but I truly think it's like the most enjoyable Fed of all time.
Why was it enjoyable?
Like on a weekly basis, they were consistent. A weekly basis, they were producing like multiple, like well thought out, and like stories that are comparable to like real stories that are being told in real wrestling. Like there was one where like Mighty was like struggling with drugs or something, and yeah, I know, but this is like,
We're not suggesting people to do that, by the way, because it's a very heavy topic. But
yeah, but like this was SCW is, you know, like set in the 70s and stuff like that. So he was like a corrupt Fed owner, like on cocaine and some stuff like that, and like ended up like getting shot or something like that. And it was like the most entertaining part of the show for weeks. And like I was so.
Didn't they have a court case? Like, didn't they have a court case and like someone got run over and everything? Like, I remember that shit.
And people like laughed at it and and there was like, you gotta stop doing this shit. To that I say, fuck no, bro. You need the people to be doing. When's the next time you're gonna be able to see that shit in Raw Wrestling? You know, it's like if you're doing it week to week, I understand complaining, but like, you know, fucking someone getting run over by a limo, some crazy shit like that. You don't get to see that anywhere else. That's entertainment. That's what you want to do, because Raw Wrestling, a federation, it's a very complicated thing. You can never explain what a Raw Wrestling show the same way as a pro wrestling show, because Raw Wrestling is different from pro wrestling because you can't just script the entire thing, you know? So in order to make it enjoyable, you gotta have those segments, you know, like APA just said.
And I would like to give an example of a Fed that had enjoyable segments. This is for all my OGs, VPW. I know some people don't like VPW, but VPW had some of the craziest segment ideas ever, and they were always entertaining. Instead of copying like APIW segments one by one and WWE, like they tried their best to model their segments off of like real life ideas, like just like Mighty did, but like not too deep, like not too deep. I'm trying to remember one segment in particular. I'm not sure, but you can ask anyone that used to attend VPW. Let me ask Wide or Sean Apoth. They're probably in the car. They're probably in the live stream right now. They can probably vouch for you. They can probably vouch for me and say VPW had some of the most entertaining segments ever, like ever. And that's what I think made them a good Fed. Like their uniqueness. You know. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent. My fault.
That's what makes a Fed enjoyable. You know, but to end the podcast, we were running at like 48 minutes. I wanna ask the question of, there's a big epidemic that's cheating, guys. Cheating is a no-no. It is bad, right? And we've seen Light introduce a new private anti-cheat, which says it'll detect whenever you inject something. Guys, what do you think this will work? Do you think cheating has finally disappeared?
You said who made that?
Light Lord, my favorite, my good buddy Light Lord. Me and Light Lord go way back. We're best friends.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Why do you think it's not gonna work?
I just don't think Light Lord is skilled enough. It's a skill issue.
It's a skill issue. I see.
All right.
I'm actually gonna get into full detail on why do we even need this.
Huh?
No, or not the fact that we need this in modern day wrestling enough is just not good. The fact that as of I want to say April, for some reason I don't know what happened. I disappeared from April till July, and then suddenly I just found an epidemic of cheating. It just feels like, what happened? Why are we slipping on this? Why are people trying to get sick kicks out of it, trying to cheat? It just doesn't make sense. Cheating is just
Period.
somehow bumped up in like the amounts of people just cheating, and now everyone's just suspecting. People are just suspecting each other when they're we're doing good against
Like, I'm
other
a cheater.
people, and it's just like it's gotten to a point that it's plaguing the entire community, and like why like it why why is it plaguing the entire community like this? Why are the people, rather than it's just trying to have fun or trying to bang their head into the wall, why do you just cheat? I feel like you're just taking away the entire concept of what this is.
I mean, you could ask that
And I
question,
feel
but you
like
gotta understand it's always
this
gonna
is-
happen. It happens everywhere, in real life. And it just is
Yeah.
what it is, in every video
Yeah.
game, in every competition, there are always gonna be cheaters. So, I mean, the question then becomes, because you can never stop it, you can never stop it. But the question just becomes, do you think it's going to be less of a problem now? Because yeah, you said you got a point, it's like, it was rapid for a while, it's like left and right.
What I'm seeing from it right now, like, all right, I'll go first. What I'm seeing from it right now, like, it seems every time, like a big, like, cheating situation happens, like for example, Z Reigns, it kind of gets made fun of, and then we just move on, right? And then we just wait for the next cheating incident, and we move on. So I don't think it's definitely a problem, but I don't think it's as big as a problem as people are setting it out to be. And don't get me wrong, like, cheating is a no-no. Like, don't cheat. That's kind of what no-lex do, right? But as I said, I just don't think. I think it's a little exaggerated that it's being called, like, as you said, a plague. It's just we move on every single time.
That's fair.
It becomes more of a meme than just kind of anything else.
That's fair. It's valid. To close, what do you guys want to say? If you guys could just give one. Oh yeah, wait, Titan, did you not go? Sorry.
No, I didn't go. So I'm gonna be here to clear up any misconceptions about the cheating anti-cheat that Light added. So first of all, Light didn't actually make it. Light commissioned some expert scripter, right? Some expert scripter that works on Roblox games, like actual Roblox games, to script it. So I kind of doubt it can be bypassable like right now. It take another expert scripter, someone to commission another expert scripter to find a bypass for that specific anti-cheat. I think it'd be really hard to. The only thing I'm worried about right now is that it only detects when you inject synapse, and the other executors, they're like, I know of like 6. So what I told Light to do, right? I told Light to try and get as many, try to get the scripter to use that same anti-cheat and try to make it extend to every single injector we know about. Because people can be cheating and not use synapse. Like it's common. You can use other things like kernel, that one other executor you have to pay for like $15. But yeah, but that's just to clear up any misconceptions about it. For me personally, right now, I don't think anyone's going to be able to bypass it for like a while, unless you get a professional scripter to find an exact bypass for the method. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible for right now. Anyways, I think the only way that someone can get the script is if we give it to like multiple feds and someone gets ranked dev and they steal the exact script and they find a bypass for it. And as of right now, there are only like 3 feds that have it. So I'm not too sure that it'll be bypassed. But you guys are right. Cheaters will always find a way to bypass the anti-cheat, and they'll always find a way. So I can't say it's gonna eliminate cheating forever or even no, but it will diminish it at least. And that's the most important thing.
You heard it, guys. You heard it from Tyken first. Cheating is over. It's done. It's gone forever, and it will never come back.
We should celebrate.
Yep. And I think a cause for celebration is liking, subscribing,
Plus, like,
commenting.
and honestly, cheating isn't cheating isn't the end of the world. Don't get me wrong, it isn't, but like, come on, guys. It's a competitive game. Why cheat? If you suck at the game, just retire. Or do something else, bro. Like, you don't gotta, like, don't ruin it for other people, bro. Like, don't be lame, nigga. Like, I'm allowed to say the N-word? I'm sorry.
We don't get
So, like,
monetized. Who cares?
My fault.
Some people cheat and they still lose. For example, we have someone like Ripper Ali. He's a known cheater and he still lost to me. It's good.
Exactly. Like, you can cheat and still lose, bro. Like, you guys do know that, right? Cheating is not a guaranteed win.
And
If
with
you
that being
cheat and
said,
then
what is a guaranteed win? Subscribing and liking to the Roblania network. I don't want. We're running up in an hour. I kind of want to end it a little bit beforehand. I don't want to get too repetitive on this topic, but APA, Fizzo, Tyken, I appreciate you guys coming on. Even Jackson for like the 2 seconds that he was here. And I appreciate everyone coming on the stream today. We're gonna have to wrap it up though because I do got other stuff to do. But I'm kind of tired right now. But yeah, if you guys have any closing comments, if you want to plug your stuff, go ahead.
Man, I need followers. Go follow at APA handle for my just fantastic opinions.
Loki, I don't have anything I want to plug except Resurrection every single Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys join the Discord server. Make sure you guys follow the Twitter because the after follow show for Heatwave is gonna be crazy. I promise you. You guys are gonna love it. I can't
We're
wait.
actually gonna go book it after this show. Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, thanking you. Good on you guys for taking the Imperiality model. Anyways, I guess should follow on, at TKSK_A_Fizzle. I tweet pro wrestling stuff and I also tweet the randomest of stuff. Follow me for more of that stuff. Thank you.
And with that, Roblania Network, we content like almost every other day or some shit like that. We're posting all the time. And I just want to thank you all for coming on the stream and thank you guys for watching. Yeah. Bye bye.